Hi guys, Bert Kammerer here. I want to very briefly talk about motor belt tension. I've seen some issues lately with pilots that are breaking their motor belts and they really don't understand what's happening. This should definitely not happen with your Goblin helicopter. If you're breaking or stripping your motor belt, your tension is maybe not correct or you have some sort of issue going on there. But basically I've logged thousands of flights on Goblins and I really don't even have an issue with the motor belt until after I've reached 300-400 flights, even 500 flights on a helicopter. So if you're having problems with it, let's look at what could be causing it. There's basically two issues. The most critical issue, and what I see that people make as a mistake the most often, is the fact that people are not tightening their motor belts correctly. The motor belt has to be pretty tight as you can. So basically you have the springs that hold the tension on the belt, and generally the tension that you get from those springs is not enough. So what you need to do is you need to actually pull on the motor as you're tightening the motor. And when you do that, you're going to obviously increase the motor belt tension, and just make sure that it's really tight. Again, it has to be tight. If the motor belt is not tight enough, it is going to strip, especially on the larger machines like the 700 and the 770. But generally, if the belt tension is correct, there should be absolutely no problems with your motor belt. The other thing that could be causing motor belts to strip is the fact that the motor belt itself is not aligned correctly. So what you need to do is just go ahead and spin the rotor head, the motor actually, on your helicopter. Spin it several times in the direction of normal rotation and look at the motor belt. The motor belt should be riding right on top of the one-way pulley. You should see a little bit of pulley on the above the belt and below the belt. If the belt is way too high, and it's basically going to rub on your main plate and eventually it's going to fail. If the belt is too low, then you're going to have some premature wear because you're putting some stress on the area that is going past the actual pulley. So if your belt is not riding on the pulley the way it should, then what you need to do is just simply loosen up your motor pinion, your motor pulley, and move it up or down on the motor shaft to allow the belt to move up or down depending on what you need to do. And if the motor belt is riding on the one-way pulley correctly, if you see a little bit of pulley above the belt and below the belt, you should not have any problems. If you make an adjustment to your motor pulley, please make sure to readjust your belt tension because it might change. So that's it for today's tip about motor belts. Next week I'll be talking about some other tip, another topic.